Hello and welcome to the Here For It podcast with Chris
and Melissa.
We're two sisters that are here to bring you real and relatable topics that we hope will inspire you,
cause you to think, laugh, and grow.
If you hear something you like, please remember to like, subscribe, and share.
And now, let's get into today's topic.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Here For It podcast with Chris.
And I am Melissa.
Hey, y'all.
We are back again today.
Yes, we're back. I know y'all see that we are in a different place. I know y'all like, wait a minute, what's going on? Where's the camera? The picture of the camera that's in the back, all of that. We had to change our location just for this particular episode because it's going to be very special. Obviously, you see more mics.
Yeah.
So we're talking about sisterhood today, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be good. And we have some other sisters that are coming, but me and Melissa are going, since we are sisters, we're going to talk a little bit first.
Yeah.
And then we'll bring out our special guest. I know y'all want to know who it is.
Exactly. And you know, I'm really liking this. I know it seems like we're kind of a little bit far away, but this is Studio B.
Okay.
Studio A right now.
Yes.
You know,
Studio
we just got
B.
studios on deck right now.
So proud of us in our studio.
I know. What do you see? Studio C.
They'll love it. So yeah. So we're here. So let's talk about let's just talk about sisterhood.
Yeah. Well, y'all know that we are a sister trio.
Yeah, we are.
And we've been doing this podcast for good about 8
March.
Since March. Mm-hmm. Oh, we started in March.
We started in March.
We started planning in January.
We did. Okay, but we started in March. Yep.
Okay, so quite a few months. And when we thought about, I actually came to my sisters about doing the podcast. I kind of shared with you in my mind. I wanted to make an impact this year, and wanted to be able to share and just talk to women and people and audiences. But with me being an introvert, you know, I didn't know how to do that, and we put it together. So I approached my sisters to put this thing together, not thinking in my mind that just because I come up with an idea that everybody's down for it.
Right.
And so I'm like,
we gotta do what you say just because you're the oldest.
I'm the oldest. I'm like, okay, we're going to do this podcast. This is how I want it to be. I want y'all to be in it. We're going to do this, A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
And never in my mind did I think about, that's your idea.
Right. It was like she voluntold us. You know, like I'm telling y'all that this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when I think it was via text that you may have.
I think it was text.
That we talked about it initially because we have a sister chat. And I was like all in. Like, let's
do it. Let's meet this week. We going to do this. I was like, I don't know what we need to do, but we need to be getting on this or whatever. And so
we were so excited. I was so excited about it.
I was excited about it too because I didn't know what we were getting into or what we gonna do, and you know, that wasn't the case for everybody.
It wasn't, y'all. So listen, so we got together. The first thing we did was we did a family photo shoot, and then we said, okay, well, since we're all here, we have on the same colors to do, a photo shoot for the 3 girls. Yeah. So we did a photo shoot together. It was really cute. We had on all black. Yeah. You guys may have seen some of the pictures, a funny story behind those pictures, but we did that. And then we started planning. I feel like our planning process was not intense. It was just like, we're just going to get together, have an organic conversation, blah, blah, blah. And so we did.
We didn't get, a lot of times because I guess in my mind, I feel like we're all on one accord. We don't need no formal planning meeting. Right. We get together.
We do the do.
We eat. Yeah. We sit on the couch and we talk about what we're going to do. And I think the first time that we really kind of said something about it in planning was at a dinner at the table. Yeah. And, I'm like, okay.
I remember that.
Yeah, we were at dinner and we were like, hey, okay, so we're going to, let's get our dates down that we're going to film, get everything that we're going to do, what we need together. And we were just eating dinner. And, our sister, Jennifer, was like, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. How many times are we getting together?
Right.
She had all the questions.
Right.
And in my mind, I'm like, what kind of question is that?
Right. Like, what you mean? How many times we need to get together?
I know. We don't get together every time we need to. Right. Every Sunday, every Monday, whenever we get together.
Yeah, we'll call you and we'll tell you
come through. come
be
through.
there.
What do you mean? What do you mean? And it's
Yeah.
so funny because in that thought process, I mean, that goes to that when you have sisters, you think that you're so close, that you are all on the same page.
Yeah, or just like you know each other, so you know, you could say certain things or do certain things, and it's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
But
go ahead.
that's not the case because in her mind, she's a planner. In her mind, it was okay. I have a work schedule.
Yep.
I have a kid.
Yep.
I have me time.
Yep.
I have all of these things going on in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can fit this into my schedule.
Yeah.
And if I even want to.
Exactly. So, we moved forward, right? So we moved forward,
But we ignored it though.
We ignored
her.
I think we probably got. So it's funny, we have a sister chat, but then whichever sister start acting crazy, you leave the chat, you text the other sister to talk about the sister, like she tripping. So
I've been the subject of their
always.
I'm always the subject of their other chat.
We be like, have you heard from Melissa?
I know. Melissa going crazy over there. Did you see how she look?
And I know there's been conversations about me, and I'm okay with that too.
We all jump out the main chat and go to the other chat.
You go to the other chat, so you can chop it up, and then you come back. So I think me and Melissa was just like, girl, did you hear Jen? Did you hear how she was like, not giving the most positive energy towards what we're trying to do and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And so we talked about it, but you're right. We ignored it. We didn't come back to her and say, like, let's really talk about it. And I think a part of that was that we wanted it so bad. Like, let's just do it.
We ignored her feelings and how that she's not, we're not all the same.
We're not.
We're not all the same.
That was our first glimpse of that.
Yeah. But because it had never come up or it had never been something that there was an opposition to what we do, we were like, okay, we going to brunch today. Okay, y'all, we going here today.
We're going to do this for mommy, or we're going to do this for the family, or this is the birthday party.
Or this is where we need to be. And we do it.
And we do it well. When we have to sing, okay, we're going to sing. Here go the songs. Learn the songs, learn your part. And we just come together and we knock it out the park every time. So we said this podcast going to be, and let me tell you, this Here For It, that's Jennifer. She came up with the name Here For It.
Thank you, Jen.
Yeah, thank you. We were trying to come up with names and stuff, and I feel like that's a part of her ministry is to name things.
She is good.
We had all these names, and she said, "What about Here For It?" I was like,
"Yes, that's it.
That is it." So we appreciate her. So we taped, you guys. We actually taped 2 episodes. Our first episode was very similar to the first episode that we aired with the Who's Done. So we were talking, who's this, who's that. We were cracking up. It was a good time. And then we said, "Okay, girls," and we used to color coordinate. I mean, it was a vibe.
It was going to be Here For It with Jen, Chris, and Melissa.
Yes.
So we had a name.
Yes, we had that photo shoot.
Yes.
We had it all planned out. So we did. So first taping was great. Then we did the second taping. So second taping, I think we all thought it went well as well.
Right.
We'll talk about second taping, but then we plan to do a third taping. Okay, so this third taping was like, okay, we're going to do a field trip to Target.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Target and do all this stuff because we all love Target, and that is where things started to fall apart. So we set a time. We said we're going to meet at Target at this time, whatever. Long story short, Jennifer did not show up. And we were texting her like, hey, she told us that she wasn't going to be able to make it on time. Like, it felt like it was kind of at the last minute.
Yeah.
And we started feeling away because we're all putting things off. We planned it. We're all moms, so we all started putting things off so we can get ready to record. We had our camera guy, so we're using his time up. It was just a lot, that was involved. And she was just kind of like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to make it. You guys, I know it'll be great. Be blessed. And be blessed.
When you hear "be blessed," I remember one time
that is condescending and rude.
Be blessed is dismissive.
It's very dismissive.
It's not a blessing. If you don't know that, if somebody says "be blessed" to you, they are dismissing
they just you. Okay.
I had a pastor tell me "be blessed" one time. I was like pouring my heart out, and he was like, "All right, sis, sorry about that. Be blessed." I was like, "What?
Yeah,
what?" and I felt dismissed.
It is. It's very dismissive. That's a better word. And so that was in all this conversation that we're having is via text. So text is tricky because you never know the tone behind what the words that a person is putting out. So Melissa and I were right away, we were offended by the tone. And, later when we talked to our sister, she said, well, that was not what I was putting out. I was just saying, hey guys, I can't make it or whatever. Right. So, we kind of fell out a little bit, but we were like, okay, we need to try to have a conversation. So, the Bible says, blessed are the peacemakers. Yeah. And I appreciate Melissa, for kind of stepping in and being a big sister and saying, hey, y'all, let's try to resolve this. Let's try to get on the phone. And, what prompted you to want to do that?
So, for me, I think when we taped the shows, we didn't air them. Right. But we did the who's the, right?
Right.
And even though me and Crystal did it and they said who be lying the most, we did that question when Jennifer was on the set with us. And we were giggling about it because Crystal and Jen both pointed to me. Right. And I said, well, I don't share how I feel or I don't tell the truth. So when Jennifer put us off on that day, I was like, this is my opportunity instead of schmoozing it over to tell how I felt. And I said something to the degree like, hey, Jen, when you cancel on us at the last minute, it's either selfish or it makes us feel like that we're not important to you. Yeah. And I was coming from a place of my heart, like, this is me telling you how I feel. I'm not dogging you. I'm not demeaning you. I'm just letting you know how I feel. This is where I am. And so, but her responses to that were so, it was cutthroat. It was cold. It was cold. It was bad. So I got an attitude and Crystal got an attitude.
Well, and I stay mad.
So she was mad the whole time. So we're all texting each other. Yeah. Texting and we fell out.
We fell
flat out.
We fell out.
And we have never fallen out like that before.
Yeah, we haven't. So we got on the phone, right? So I was ready because I just stay on ready. So I was ready for that conversation, not necessarily to argue, but just really to put my feelings out there and get my thoughts out. And Melissa was ready to do the same, So we got on the phone and, we could go on and on. But long story short, some of the things she said, obviously she's not here. And just so you know, we invited her to be here.
We have tried so hard.
Please come, please talk, and that kind of thing. We'll get back to that. But so I'm just speaking from my viewpoint and my experience of the conversation, and Melissa can do the same. So we're on the phone, and long story short, she was just like, I realized when we did our second taping that just because you're sisters doesn't mean that you have to be friends. And you two have not really been friends to me. But most of her issues were pointed at me. And she said, and Crystal, I don't even like you. I guess when we did that second episode, we were talking about our childhood, and it was triggering for her, and I didn't even know. And she has some feelings about how I treated her when we were younger. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't know if I've said it on another podcast that forgetting has been a coping mechanism of mine. So there were possibly things that I have done to her, ways that I've treated her that from the bottom of my heart I don't even remember. Overall, yes, I acknowledge and take accountability that I was not a good sister to her. I talk about Melissa all the time and how amazing of a sister she was. You would think that behavior I would have it would have spilled over and I would have treated my younger sister that way, but I did not. But if y'all look at my story, the anger, blah, 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 I'm not making excuses, but there are reasons for everything. But the bottom line is I was not a good big sister to Jennifer, but I did not know that it had bothered her all throughout her adult life to the point where she like, I don't like you.
But all these years
and years.
All these years we've been together. We've sang together. We have done things together. I mean, our children lay on the couch all night playing, and to know that there is ill feelings between us as sisters or, the two of you.
Yep.
It just came as a big surprise.
It was crazy, you guys. And I said to her, and it was just me. I didn't mean I had to think about it. She's like, I don't even like you. And I was like, well, I don't like you either.
Right.
But after I ended up getting off the phone, I don't like some of her ways, but I also don't like some of your ways. Yeah. And y'all don't
and
like
I don't
some
like
of
her
my
ways. And I don't like some of Jennifer's ways.
But it wasn't that I don't like her as a person. I love my little sister. So I felt bad that I lashed back at her to say that, because it's like, no, really, it's just some things that you do or don't do that I don't like. And we never got to talk about it. But again, we fell out. I'm talking about fell out to the point where, our podcast, she chose not to support our podcast.
Yeah, we didn't know what to do.
We asked, she said, well, can we just put that one episode? It was so funny, so good. Can we put it on? She said,
was so good.
She said, I don't want to have nothing to do with it. I don't want to have nothing to do with that. And so it hurt us. First, I was mad. My reactions my go-to is anger, but there's hurt sometimes up under it. And for this time, I was in church like a couple days later, and when I tell you the Holy Spirit, listen, like it just didn't sit well with me where we were. And so we have tried to reconcile, you guys. And a part of what we're going to talk about with this Sisterhood podcast, we may have to do a part 2 because it's loaded, but reconciliation, because it's so important. And life is short. You know what I'm saying? And so when you have the opportunity to, if you fall out with a family member, especially a sister, and you have the opportunity to reconcile, to me, it is of the highest importance to do that. And I realize it's not important to everybody. I mean, some people are just
like, well, when I'm done with you, I'm done with you.
I don't need you.
I know siblings that don't speak to each other to this day, or they grow old and they die and they don't come to each other's funerals. And our family has always been so close, and us as sisters, we've always, as I thought, have been close to one another, or we have that appearance, or we have that mindset that we want to
like
be.
We've been sister goals for y'all for years.
Sister goals. Y'all know the Strickland girls, right? So for me, it was really disheartening because I'm the person that I want everybody to agree. I want everybody to get along. So I really tried to work hard to, I understood where my baby sister was coming from and how she felt. And I said, oh my gosh, I have never done anything for her.
Man, when you look back and you think things through, you be like, oh, I am awful.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't do this. I wasn't there.
Yeah, I was I'm 11 years older than her.
Yeah.
So we don't have a lot in common.
Right.
I was not there for the majority part of her life. I mean, when she was a baby, I took care of her. But then I was out of the house. I was a teen mom. So I was on to my own life.
Yeah.
But when I look back at us as sisters, I was like, wow, it is not the pretty picture that we thought it was.
It's not.
It's not even close.
Ugly.
It's ugly.
It's ugly.
And so because of that, Jennifer didn't ask to be here. She's 6 years younger than Crystal, 11 years younger than me.
Yep.
She had to fend for herself. And when I tell you that's a strong, fending young woman.
Definitely a fender. But also, and again, I cannot speak for her. And I think Melissa and I tend to be a little bit more open and transparent. So there's a lot that we don't know about her. You hear little whispers about, maybe some of her life experiences and stuff like that. But looking back, I'm like, dang, I wish I was there for her so she maybe wouldn't have, if she bumped her head in life, you
could have been there.
I could have been like, sis, like, no,
come on with us.
This is how you navigate through these situations. And I wasn't there. And so I don't know if she'll ever see this, but if she ever does, I just want to publicly apologize and tell you, Jennifer, I love you so much. And I'm sorry that I was in a bad space as a young teen girl, and that I didn't just pull you in and love on you and, share my clothes and we do makeup together and hang out and just whatever it is that you needed from me. I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to give that to you. And I hope and pray for the opportunity to talk to you about it in person, because this is, I'm sorry.
Same here, Jen. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I took care of you when you were a baby. Always the sweetest, quietest, reserved baby girl, and no problems, very smart, super smart, a high achiever, and I just wasn't there. So even if Crystal wasn't there, I wasn't there. So that's two of us you know,
You ain't even have my back,
I didn't
Melissa.
have your back. I was gone. I was gone. So,
Right, just
you know,
out.
but even in coming together as adults,
Yeah.
you know, we have graciously, because we love each other,
Yeah.
come together and have been sisters, but it has
Yeah.
been on the surface.
Yeah,
And we didn't know that, and we don't like it. So we want that relationship.
Yeah.
We would have loved to have her to continue on the
Yeah.
podcast with us, because we was three amigos,
Three
the hard way.
Okay.
Right? But you know, for whatever reason, that may never happen. So
Yeah.
we just, you know, our doors are always open. We have
Always.
invited her to come on,
We have.
and maybe that'll happen. And when you know,
Well, y'all meet her. She's a whole vibe.
She's a whole
beautiful.
vibe.
She's a boss babe.
Yeah.
She's all of that. She's been through a lot too, but she don't look like what she been through.
No.
Extremely resilient.
Yes.
Very goal oriented and
Yes.
driven. And you know, her temperament is different as well. So
Yeah.
she stayed herself. You know. And
but don't cross her.
Yeah,
I
Katie,
think-
then Katie Kaboom.
That's Katie
Yeah.
Kaboom, Leanne Fierce.
Yes,
Leanne
Leanne Fury.
Fury.
We
Who the
are-
worst when they get mad?
Ooh, you,
Me?
then her.
Then
Then me.
Then you.
Well, Melissa is scary as hell when she get mad. It's real scary. You be like, girl, what is inside of you?
That's because it's such a drastic change.
It is.
It's a drastic
It is.
change.
Like, and she can give you good, mean looks. Like, I don't know how a parent or a person can give you a look, and your whole soul is just, you just die in your
about
soul.
to kill.
Yeah, she does that well. Like, I need you to teach me that.
I don't know, but something just comes over me, and I just
Mercy.
right now. But I be ready to kill, and
Yeah.
I will hate you.
Yeah.
Like a hate, and that's
and
not
I think
good.
my little sister, they like neck and neck.
Neck
for
and neck.
real.
No, I'm serious.
And see, y'all think I'm the mean one, but it's really.
But because when you get mad, you don't do that.
I think I'm reckless with my mouth more.
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah.
baby, I'm gonna say whatever.
But Jen say whatever. Jen will get you good. She
Ooh.
cut you good.
It's worse.
Jen did get where it's low. Yeah, old fat
She
cheating
will
tail.
cut you to the white meat. Okay, there's nothing left. But yeah. You know, we have to learn to accept people and love them
For who
how
they
they
are.
are, for who they are.
Yeah.
But I just think that just having, y'all, these conversations are difficult. But if you sisters, you got to have these deep conversations.
Yeah.
And another thing about it is that my mother, bless her heart, she loves her girls, you know, and she brought us up together as much as
Yeah.
possible, blah, blah, blah. And so when I think about sisterhood or just being siblings, it breaks your parents' heart
Yeah.
when you are not on one accord and not all together. And it hurts me to have my mom feel those feelings where my mom actually lives with us, right? And so it was at one point I was so mad. I was like, okay, well, mommy, if you want to see Jennifer, she can't come over here. If she's gonna, you know, be
Not talk to
disrespectful
me,
or not
yeah.
talk to me, she ain't seeing my kids.
Yeah.
She not coming over here to see you either. And that was not the right way.
I didn't know you said that.
Yeah, I made
This
sure
is
mommy
so
knew.
bad. You told mommy
I
so.
said, listen.
Now, mommy, y'all sweating
You
in the
can't
back
have
room,
company.
She's sneaking people over. But listen, I really tried. I will say I tried to put my sisters together, and even in the, I'm like, okay, Crystal, you got to be a big sister.
Oh, yes,
you
I
got
gotta
to
talk
pursue.
about
You
that.
have to pursue. You have to love.
Yeah.
You are the one
Yes.
that, you know, has caused this problem. And even if you don't know what it is, she may never tell you. You can't put her finger on it. You have to go after her. And you have to pursue her.
Yeah, and I have to agree with that. And thank you. I mean, I feel like I can't remember what you said because I forget everything. But when we had those conversations, when I tell you spoke life into me and you literally gave me the words that I needed to change the way that I thought about the situation.
Because you was not having it.
Because I wasn't having it.
You
I
have to
was
make
like,
Crystal understand why. She'd be like, but why?
But why?
But why?
Because if you make that make sense,
Yeah.
because if it don't make sense, I'm not with it. And Melissa was like, Crystal, and she gave me the words that needed to be given for me to see Jennifer in a different way with loving eyes. Because for me, if you tell me you don't like me, that's it.
That's her. Yeah.
I don't care if you don't like me. I am hands off. You ain't got to worry about me no more. And Melissa's like, you can't. That's your sister. You can't.
We
think
can't
about
live like this.
You can't live like this. It's not okay. You know. And so And I don't like rejection. I mean, nobody likes rejection, but that's huge for me to be rejected. And so when I did reach out and say, hey, let's try to fix this. I'm sorry. Let's talk. We can work it out. She was like, I don't think we need to do that. I said, we could do counseling. She said, nah, I don't think we need to do that. I felt rejected. Like I tried.
Yeah, I'm trying. And I didn't want to try. Yeah.
I didn't even want to try. And I mustered up this courage to try. And this what you hit me with. And it was easy for me to be hands off. But, all my guards are down. I want to be a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah, me too.
And I really do genuinely love my sister Jennifer, both of my sisters. And, sisterhood is just important because, baby, let me tell you something. I know the Bible says to leave and cleave, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be with your man or your husband, whatever.
Yeah.
But sometimes husbands fail you. You need to have your family to go back to. Sister. I'm going through this situation or whatever to talk to. And so as adults, I hope that we can get to that. And I hope that if you have sisters or siblings that, that will be the goal for you as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and this is not really closing, but this is just to say we love Jen. We're still friends. We can get together.
Yeah.
But just keep us in prayer when you see us.
Yeah, absolutely.
That God will take us to a higher height in a
we
different
go
place.
deeper in our relationship and not so surface and not sweeping stuff under the rug.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it and then be friends again.
But we have a tendency to do that.
We do. We be like, where's the broom? Where's the broom? We don't be
sweep it under the rug.
So
all right.
That was part 1, and we will be right back.
All right. So
all right, y'all. So me and Melissa are back for our second round. Way of recording. We're talking about sisterhood and siblingship. Is that a word?
Siblingship is a word.
I mean, it's probably not in the Webster, but it's probably in the urban.
The urban dictionary. Yes.
We talk about siblingship,
and we do have some special siblingships here today.
The Chester
girls. Wait.
So, ladies, we're gonna have you introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about you, just a little something, and then we'll get into the sister talk. So we'll let you go first.
Well, I guess because I'm the oldest. I'm Corinthia Miller, but Chester Maiden. I'm the oldest, like I said. But I guess, am I the bossy one? I think Quinae is more the bossy one, but... But I guess I would say kind of bossy, but more of the organizer sister to try to do everything and get us all together all the time.
All right, welcome.
I am Quinae Horton, but Chester is my maiden name. I'm the youngest, and I'm the nice, sweet one.
The last.
It's giving nice.
Whatever. Me and Kiana gonna have to move because God about to send lightning.
I'm the nice one.
Quinae is definitely the bossy, but funny.
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't say bossy. I would just say more
Spoiled.
hard-headed.
Spoiled too.
Say headstrong.
Go ahead.
And spoiled.
Hard-headed. Okay, I'm Kiana Chester, soon to be Kiana Tramble.
Period.
Miss Tramble, if you
I am the middle, and I would say I am a true middle child. I am the knee baby. So I truly act like the knee baby.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome. We appreciate you guys being here. So we were telling our audience earlier that, we was going to do this thing about sisterhood and sisters, and y'all know it's 3 of us, but we couldn't get our sister to come. It ain't happening. So I said, I know 3 dope sisters that we can bring on that's going to give the people what they need, and it's y'all. So we're going to play a game called Who's The.
I like Who's The. We did that.
We did that before.
Look, I hope we don't start arguing over this.
See? But that's good TDC. Team-driven content. That's what we're here to see.
I do not argue. All right, so let's see. I'm going to pull out my notes for this one so we don't forget any. So we'll ask the question, and then I want y'all to point so they can visibly see who y'all think is what. Okay?
Right.
So do we point to ourselves too, or just point
If
to
you think it's you.
You can point to yourself. All right, so who is the meanest?
It's 2 It's 2-1, Quinay. But why is she mean? I can't even see that.
No, Quinay's
No, I'm
mean.
not
We don't take her meanness seriously. She's like my dad. My dad doesn't mean any harm, but she's blunt. And so if you don't know her, some people can kind of take that as mean. So.
Okay.
So I'm not mean.
Okay.
She's headstrong. She just don't like to budge on when she believes in something. She just don't
Okay,
budge.
so you haven't made
But I'm
up.
right.
No negotiation.
You're
You
always
right.
I'm right.
Always right. All right.
Okay. Who's the silliest?
I would say
Quinay, yeah. You She reminds me of me.
All right. Okay. Go ahead.
So who is the first to fight?
me.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
And you're so sweet.
You're so
It's always the quiet ones.
Why are you the first to fight? What do you think? What's that
Give us
about?
what happened.
She don't like to argue.
Yeah.
So she
I
just fight
do have I would say I have a temper, but controlled temper to the
Okay.
point now that I'm older.
Yeah.
Okay.
So tell us about when you were younger, though. Like, why would people say you're the first to fight? Did you fight people?
Well, I guess we can give an example. Okay. I guess we give the example when the church
Yes.
basketball.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Why
remember
is it
that.
always a fight at
At the
church?
basketball game.
Always.
And we were playing basketball, and Crithy was, I think, our extra person because we didn't have enough people to play. So
Okay.
Crithy did.
You play basketball?
So Crithy, she
Girl,
could
I wouldn't
shoot,
say
that
I
was
played.
it.
I was out there.
I would have loved it.
She could shoot, but she could be out there. So she was just, stepping in.
Right.
So we were playing church for what? Macon, I think.
they was from Macon.
And the girl got upset with Crithy because Crithy was all over. When she played defense, she was all over.
I didn't know how to hold my hands, so I was just like,
And I don't think this girl she was from the street. I don't think she was sitting there. They done recruited her.
So she wasn't used to, I guess, Crithy, she didn't mean no harm, but the girl got upset and like threw the ball and got in Crithy's face. So I done jumped off the stage.
no, I didn't, not the stands.
The stand.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not going to fight, because I know she's not going to fight you.
But Cynthia was laughing. She was just laughing at the girl. And then the girl got on her face.
Girl, I didn't know what, because I'm shocked I'm even out there. So I'm like, oh my goodness, like I didn't think this girl was trying to fight. And then I see Kiana literally jump over my head. And it was like, girl, everybody.
just got in her face.
No, it was a fight.
I had to throw hands a little bit until my daddy came.
No, it was like, and then we had
They came and broke it up.
No, then our cousins Kendria were there, so it was a big mess.
No, they weren't there.
No, they were there.
They were there.
Oh.
They were there.
So y'all did end up fighting.
Yeah, and they had to shut the game down and
I
everything.
didn't know Dad broke it up. What was Dad saying to
So you
y'all?
hit her first?
Listen.
Did you hear her fight?
Yeah,
I don't even remember. I
did.
black out.
But
when
she
I get like,
pushed
You just black out. But she
orange.
killing
She
everybody.
pushed
But she
Corinthia
put,
first.
she
She
did.
pushed her.
Okay.
And then that's what Kiana, it was like a little speck going across the floor. So we didn't even see Kiana until she punched the girl.
Somebody just flew.
Yeah. No, it literally like somebody flew out the stands, and I was just like,
You just let her handle your
no, I didn't know what, girl. I didn't, and then it was like when that happened, it's like everybody bum rushed the floor.
Yeah.
Then it's like we got two sides. Like the Hawkins side is real educated
Yeah.
and prim and proper,
My
but
mom's side.
yeah, my
and my
mom's
dad's side
Yeah.
ready to go.
They
was ready.
They be ready to
So they was
throw
out
them
there trying
hands.
to fight. Tedious was out there about to try to hold up the other girl's side. Like they would let the friends out the stand.
Remember
my
the
God.
twins, Lisa and Linda?
Oh,
They were-
yeah. Forget about that.
We
So
used to have
we was-
games like that.
Yeah, so we was holding it down. We still we be holding each other down. We was all
Not
out
like to be
there.
that. But I just cannot see you. I was like, not her. She would have been like, I never knew that. No, everybody.
I'm never the calm. Not when it comes to that. I'm not the calm one.
Yeah, it's always the quiet ones. They got pent up anger.
Craziness just going on in the circle.
I just had a temper.
Yeah, I get it. All right, okay.
And then she used to always, she played basketball. She would always tick out, like always get a technical.
Are you
Always.
But you would always foul out.
But we say you fine.
Aggressive.
Yeah, aggressive.
Aggressive.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right. So who is the most talkative?
Oh, definitely me. Definitely me.
Why is that? Give us an example.
Right.
Y'all.
Has she
Tell
been
us.
talkative
just
since
more
like
like,
day one? Have you been?
Extrovert and we're
Yeah.
like introvert.
Okay.
kinda.
Girl, you ain't
No,
no
Kunai
introvert.
not no introvert.
But if I don't really know you, I'm not gonna like have.
Yeah.
a
Why say that
conversation.
about me?
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean,
She ain't never met a straight.
Tia is friend. You got a friend in me. And
right.
Tia has this way of just getting information out of you. You be like, yeah, I was on drugs. Back then. You told her you was on
And
drugs.
she'll keep in touch with you. She be like, all right, girl, I see you. I see you.
She be like, I'm praying for you. I'm praying. And when you see her again, she be like, she remembers. She be like,
Are you still on drugs?
That's my mama.
That's
My mama. I get that definitely from her.
I think it's admirable because I can't. I mean, as much as I do talk, I have to get to know you.
Yeah.
But Tia can strike up the. I be like, that was the best conversation I ever had.
I guess so, because even last week at the football game, I mishappened.
Yes, outside talking to people.
I was. This lady, one of the workers said she was going to Turks and Caicos. I'm out here showing her all my pictures.
I cannot.
And then there was like, who you here to see? And then I hear the intercom, AJ Watkins. I was like, him. That's my nephew.
No, I agree. She always be talking about my new friend. She be like, girl, I met this one lady.
I know. Me and people in line, like
Always.
study vegan.
I love it.
Oh, yeah, we sure did. That's how we met Craig and Jessica in the line of Slutty Vegan.
That's
So cute.
But that was Aaron. That wasn't me, actually.
So cute. Well, that's good. I think the world needs more of that.
Yeah.
Most people are just real reserved. They don't want to talk
Or they
to
don't.
people.
Yeah, they don't start conversation. I think it's
That's
admirable.
good. Okay, what else? Okay, who is always on time? Well, who's the late one?
Oh,
I'm the late
Okay.
one. But
And who's on time?
Kiana is more on
I'm
time.
more on time.
That's good.
Yeah,
More
but
of-
that's why she be mad at you that you be late all the time because she's on
I'm
time.
trying to do better.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
on
was
time
mad.
people.
I just accept it.
You
I
just
know
know it
Krista
hurts.
gonna be there by 30 minutes
Right.
later.
I'm coming from.
You gotta book her.
Exactly. I know exactly when she
3:30
gonna
and then
come.
put on your book at 4:45.
But you know the crazy part is both our parents are super on time. Like if you tell them 1 o'clock, they're gonna be there at 12.
But my mom was like us when she was like growing up. She was the late one.
Okay.
She used to be on- well, that's
So,
it.
like, when she was
She like that
younger.
till she got
Yeah,
older.
so when she got younger, but she said she didn't start doing better until she had like kids and my dad.
Okay. And
like
I feel
on
like
her
older
butt.
people. I was telling my mom the other day.
They're always on
They be
time.
on time.
Well, you know,
They
not to say they don't have
They don't have nothing to do. They just
Okay,
be
good.
looking
Okay,
forward to
Yeah, and
going
then
somewhere.
they overdo it. Like my mom,
Yeah.
like my mom had a flight at 7:30 and it was domestic. She wanted us to get her there at 5 a.m. We were like, Mom,
Yes.
We're not doing that. No. I love it. I think they're a little too far to the left, but it'd be good.
Yes.
Okay, a few more.
Okay,
Who
and
is
then-
most like you guys' mom? Who's most like your mom?
I
Tia.
think because I'm the oldest.
Okay.
Because even though we do have an older brother, I even still kind of like feel like I'd be catering to him too. I don't mean it, but I guess it's just because I'm the oldest girl.
Okay, and who's most like dad?
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Okay, so tell us how are you like your dad? Because I don't know your dad as much as I know your mom. How are you most like him?
I guess because I'm blunt.
Oh,
Not
she
to
the
say
female
whatever.
version.
Like whatever come out.
Right. So
And that don't mean any harm.
But I'm
They
working
just-
on it. I'm trying to be better. But yeah, that's how my dad is.
do y'all bump heads because of that? Because y'all
Yes.
like
and my brother is like my dad too, and they stay bumping heads.
y'all be arguing?
But he's more like my brother don't really be caring. Like I be
Okay.
kind of feeling bad
You
a
care
little
a little,
bit.
you don't
But
care?
my dad don't care. I mean, my brother and my dad, they don't care.
So this is you have an older brother?
Yeah, he's older than all of us.
Oh, I didn't know.
So what's
that.
the years between y'all?
Yeah.
5 years between me and my brother,
Okay.
and then 3 years between me and her.
Okay.
and then 8 between me and Cynthia.
8,
And
yeah.
then
But it's
5.
13 years between our brother and her.
Yeah.
That's sort of like us.
Yeah,
'cause
like us.
I'm
Yeah.
11 years older than Jennifer.
Yeah.
And
Oh, okay.
5 years
And I'm
older
6.
than
Yeah,
than
5
6.
and then 6.
So that's why I always say like Quinay's version of our mom is different from the version that I had or Kiana.
It's so
Absolutely.
crazy. We've been
Yeah.
talking about
But my dad was the same. He was the same. We all got the same dad.
Same daddy.
Yeah.
oh, that. Well, I think that's the same for us too.
Yeah, we got the same daddy,
and
but
a total different mother.
Yeah, we did.
And that's crazy. We all have a different seat at the table. So me and Melissa, we taped a little bit before y'all came, and we were just talking about our podcast, blah, blah, blah. But we were saying, since we grew up in the same house with, the three of us, that we thought our experiences were the same. Like, I'm like, we experienced the same mom or dad. So what were the differences, would y'all say? Like, how did you experience your mom?
They say my mom was more calm with me,
No,
or
she
she
was
just was more lax.
She was more strict with us too. And then with Quinay, she was tired.
She was tired. She was like, go ahead, go on.
Because I was an old baby. She wasn't expecting me. And she had me at like, what, 35? I think?
34, 35.
She was
like,
tired.
it's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So were y'all playing? You two girls?
Corinthia was playing.
Yeah. Okay.
Kiana
Oh,
was.
I don't know. I didn't know
No,
Kiana was
Kiana
playing, but I
was.
do know Corinthia was playing. But I don't know.
No, they
I wasn't.
Yeah, she was. Our mom,
I wasn't. Yeah.
a
No,
good
you were the
thing
playing
is,
baby.
Okay.
I was.
like my mom, we used to stay home for the summers. I don't care if it was what time, like 8 o'clock. My mom was blowing up the phone to make sure we were up. I came home from college and Quinay was still sleeping like 2 o'clock.
You was
And I was like, Mom, why? And my mom was like, just let her stay asleep. Like literally, I was like we would have chores. My mom would like put a list of chores out for us to have done by the time she got home. Quinay, I'm like, Quinay barely was making up her bed.
I did.
No, you didn't.
She didn't make her. She didn't do nothing.
That's why she's spoiled now.
I feel like I partially raised Quinay at some points. Like, goodness, when I came home, like, can you get up? Yeah. Can you go cooking
And
for her?
I raised her kids. In return.
You paid the
I helped her with her son.
But Quinay was the one when I was able to drive, and so my mom would always pin Quinay on me and my friends. So I had like a group
Kiana
of.
didn't drive.
So I had a group of high
in
school,
sports.
and then it was like teenage girls in high school. We'd be talking, and then you just hear somebody butting in like, "Oh, what he say?" And my friends be like, "Oh my God, Tia, do you have to bring your sister everywhere?" I'd be like,
everywhere. Crystal, you that little mean with that little dog to be bringing this little dog around. Hey, I be like, that is Crystal. She was everywhere.
And Kiana was in sports too, so I would just be kind of hanging out. So my mom would be like, "Take Quinay," and I'd be like, "She's
That's why I didn't drive till I was 18 because I didn't really need to. Yeah, because they would take me everywhere. But then one time, Corinthia didn't want to take me somewhere to the mall, and that was it.
That was it.
And that was it. I mean,
if I wanted to keep something away from my mama, Quinay would be like, "No, this is what she said, mama."
So
I never had to really drive until she didn't want to take me somewhere she wanted to take me to the mall. So after that, I was like, I need to learn how to drive.
Oh my goodness. So that's all I would say. Who's the best secret keeper and the worst secret keeper?
The worst secret keeper is Corinthia.
Don't tell her.
Probably be
I had to be the best.
But
It's
she
the
the
secrets
worst.
that I have held. Like I didn't.
Look at she green.
First of all, who knew? Kiana told me first about her townhouse and engagement. I ain't tell nobody. You even mad because you was like, you didn't even tell me.
Because you probably forgot. You probably forgot.
Whatever.
You
So
don't
you
know.
it sound like you getting better then, right?
No, she
But
probably
you have
forgot.
to give her a disclaimer. Corinthia, do not tell anybody.
No, I tell my parents.
Exactly. The people that we don't love right
This is so funny you say that because every time somebody in our family says don't tell somebody or that means that if you tell me, you gotta know that Crystal know, my mama knows, Jen knows. Period. You telling all of us, so don't tell me nothing.
You better specify not to do it.
Not to tell. Our secret be all, and everybody be knowing.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is, but you know your people you could tell secrets to, and they ain't gonna tell nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like she told me don't say that, but I can tell you.
I'ma tell you, don't say that. Right, I'ma tell you, but don't say nothing.
It's the worst. Kiana's the best.
Oh, Lord.
Do you
and you
keep
fall
secrets?
in the middle.
She in the middle.
Depends on what it is.
If she feel like it's something that need to be told, she'll go tell.
Okay.
No, I don't really. But Corinthia is the worst.
Okay. Who's the most spiritual? Would y'all
Probably
say?
Corinthia.
Yeah. Okay. Where you think that comes from?
Because
Okay.
I didn't have a choice not to be involved.
Okay,
And by the
okay.
time Kiana and Cornette came along, my mom was like, "Oh, they could choose."
Right.
But I didn't have a choice.
Necessarily with me, it was a fight
No,
for
we
me
had
to choose.
to had to do stuff in church. I had
But
to
I
be
feel like I was more
Pathfinders and
more
Adventures.
forced.
Okay.
I was,
But I was forced too,
We were
'cause I
on
didn't
the
wanna do
same
that.
wavelength. I think the
Yeah.
only one who wasn't was Quinette.
No, yes, I was. I had to do Pathfinders and Adventures, and I had to sing in the choir.
And she don't need to hear you about it.
I did. No, I did. I did not want to do that stuff, but Mama made me. So
Okay.
yes.
So, Tia, even though you were made, like, were you naturally into
Inclined.
it?
No, yeah, I do feel like it made a difference because, like, you know, then I went to a Christian college, which actually helped more.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
it helped me to sustain what my mom had already built as a foundation.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get it. Did y'all go to Christian school?
No,
or
I
college?
went to
No.
HBCU.
HB. I was
turned up.
HB.
Yeah, I went to Tennessee State.
No, I went to Troy because I went on a track scholarship. So
Okay. So you're the most athletic then, right?
Yeah.
So y'all ain't got no sports skills at all.
No,
I used to do cheerleading a little bit. But
I
not
can
like,
see that.
not like, you know.
Yeah, just
Right.
a little.
No, I do. I got
only one too.
it was just me and my brother who were mostly into sports. Cynthia
Okay.
tried a little bit,
I
but
could shoot.
Okay.
No, I
like watching it.
I was good at
We like
flag
watching
football. I used to play flag football.
Flag
Quitting
football?
all the time.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I used to play flag football.
We like watching sports. but
Okay.
not really
Yeah, I noticed that about y'all. Be
Yeah.
talking. I be
Yeah.
like,
Well,
I'm
the
like,
reason
wait,
being is because my mom was real strict about television.
Okay.
So at one point we had like a little black and white TV in the kitchen, but it never really worked. And we only had one TV downstairs, and my dad and brother monopolized it.
Okay, so y'all
So
had to watch
all,
what they
so all
wanted.
they did was watch sports, so we ain't had no
Yeah.
choice.
Oh yeah, we had one TV. Yeah.
No, but I think guys like that as a quality in a woman. Like, you know, I can watch the game with my with
or
my
she
boo.
excited about it.
Yeah,
I'm
so
like,
I
what
think
be
that's
going
cool
on?
because baby, I don't know nothing about no football.
The uniforms is cute. The neon
I
green and
fall
the blue.
asleep on the game.
No, they monopolized the TV.
It was all girls.
Yeah, it was all girls. We didn't have no boys.
We didn't have a
See, no,
And
we didn't
Daddy
have a
wasn't into
choice.
sports.
Yeah.
At all.
No, he was.
Oh, he watched football.
He did, but
that was
I
it.
didn't like my daddy, so I wasn't watching no football with him.
I did. I watched football with him. I'm like, whatever you watch.
Ah.
We gonna watch it. And then I'm like, oh, that's a nice uniform, Daddy. That's all I got. That's all I got.
He was shy. Was Cleveland Bears.
Yeah, with Cleveland Browns.
He liked Pittsburgh Steelers. He did not do the Browns.
A lot of older men like the Steelers
They
and
love
Cowboys.
Steelers.
Steelers and Cowboys.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that was good. All right, so let's talk about how do you guys resolve conflict? Seriously, so again, I'm going back to what me and Melissa have been talking about our sisterhood, and we were realizing that when we have issues, we don't know how to resolve them. We don't talk about them. We sweep them under the rug. We just move on, and that's not. I don't think that's the best way to go about life and being sisters. So I'm like, well, let me ask some more sisters. Like, when y'all be arguing and fighting, how do y'all
Give
get
some
it back
advice,
together?
yeah.
Or is there a peacemaker amongst y'all? No. Have y'all
I
ever
think
We
we
just
do.
have it out. and
Yeah.
I feel like I'm more the peacemaker.
Okay, so you bring them together?
But you don't be like, we don't have like, okay, well, let's sit down and talk about
Oh no, none of that.
don't do that.
No, we
No,
say
we
everything
just
we
have
gotta
it out.
say. Yeah, we
And
say
then we
everything
done
we gotta
with
say
it.
right then and there. Like we
and
get
then
it
we
all
done
out.
with it.
But wait, so do y'all say, okay, well, so say she said what she want and then it hurts your feelings. You be like, well, I don't like what you said or that hurt my feelings.
Yeah, right then and there.
Yeah.
Like, we don't let it linger.
Oh, really? So
Right
right
then
then and there.
And we so I don't know if we get it from our mom. Like we'll say whatever we gotta say, but we don't hold on to grudges.
Gotcha.
Like we'll
do you agree? You gave me a look.
No, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, we don't,
Okay.
yeah, I'm like that anyway in life. Like,
Yeah.
I say what I need to say to you, and that's it. I ain't gotta go back and forth with you. Yeah, that's it. Like,
That definitely does do that.
I'm not thinking about you.
I think as I got older,
And then you
I
don't
think
think
I got
about it.
better with my kids.
I'm done with it.
I tried because I didn't communicate very well growing up. I think when I got older and I started therapy is when I kind of started telling them how I feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we've always been like that.
Yeah.
More so Quinette. I mean, no, I guess I try to be more like say it easier than Quinette.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's from and I think we get that from our dad. Our dad don't hold nothing back, and I think
And our mama don't either though. Mama
Yeah,
don't
but
either.
once they done, like, especially my dad, like,
Yeah.
once he done told you what he had to say, he
That's
done with
it.
and we've have tough skin, so we don't like stuff that makes probably other people offend people that other people get offended won't offend us as much. Cause our dad grew up like, you know, he'd be like, "Ooh, those shoes ugly," or
Oh, you stupid.
like that's what she wears.
Why you fix your hair like that?
No, for real, that's how he was growing up. Like I'll never forget, I dyed my hair black.
Yeah.
Just black, and I'm thinking
It
like,
was like blue. It was
like that.
oh my
Midnight
God,
blue.
like midnight blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, I walked in the house and he was like, "What in the world is going on?" So our names are Corinthia, Kiana, and Quinae, but he says Corinthia, Qnae, and Qanna. Right?
I love
So he said, he was like, "Corinthia, who put that ugly dye in your hair?" And he was like yelling at my mom, like, "You let these girls do anything." And it's like at a grunt, but it's like my dad, he never really said "I love you" to us, but he's tried to show it his own way. He tried
Not being a provider, definitely.
provide always like one of us could break down right now in the middle of nowhere. My dad would drop everything and come get us. Like that's the way he shows his love. Like he's not gonna like, "Oh, I love you, girls." Like never.
But then when he does, it's kind of awkward.
Yeah, we do. We be side eyed. I'm like, "Oh my God."
Or try to give you a hug.
And it be uncomfortable for him.
Everybody awkward.
You know what? Give me some money and I'm good.
And then we understood because we spent a lot of time around both of our families, and my dad grew up in a lot of trauma.
Okay.
And so I think us knowing that from early on, that the trauma he went through as a, he was abused.
Yeah.
He was in foster care.
Yeah.
You know,
My dad
like
too,
so it's just kind of like. When he, I think we kind of understood, and then our mom was a really good.
She was very transparent with us.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, growing up, like my mom.
Like give us an example. Like what you been telling y'all?
I mean, she told us about our dad's childhood, like early on. Okay, this is why he's like this, or like if she was feeling a certain type of way, well, this is why I'm depressed because this is going on.
I like that though.
Yes, your daddy is taking me through
It was
this.
good to a
Or,
certain extent.
yeah.
Did y'all feel like, okay, so if your mom is sharing with you, just being transparent, like this is the place that I'm in, and it involves your dad or someone else, now are you guys carrying those same feelings towards your dad?
See, I did. I don't
You
think
did?
Corinthia or Quinae probably did.
Really?
Me and my brother kind of did.
Y'all
But my
did,
parents separated when I was in the 9th grade, so I didn't really have to. But he was still very involved in my life. He was still there. They co-parent.
Yeah.
But I don't think I had to deal with as much as they did. Had to, or whatever. But I really didn't have a lot of resentment towards him. Like I said, like once I'm done, I'm done.
Okay, guys, we're going to stop here, but come back next week for part 2 with the Chester girls. You don't want to miss this. We hope you're here for it, and we'll see you next week.